Hello, this is Daphne Garrido. Welcome to Of Darkness and Light. This is my little platform of communication with the world as a schizophrenic woman who has healed herself via making peace with their subconscious through radical honesty, which is a process that continues every day and just requires me speaking my honest truth in every moment and healing the wounds that become apparent and letting my body release held traumas. And I was abused into schizophrenia for being a trans woman who was in transition, in mid transition, who started dating and just started getting torn to pieces. So I never really got a chance to finish transitioning because I became a schizophrenic person after abuse. And then I was seeking for help from one of the first person I was in relationship with as a woman, because they're a social worker who helps mothers and keeps them with their children, and that's the situation I was in, because I know I'm a competent guardian when I'm taken care of financially, when I have like a disability situation set up, but I'm also this prolific writer, so I've been reaching out to people like, hey, who wants to be my friend? Is there an artist who wants to put me in their pocket so I can write stories for them? Because I can write anything. And it's just because I'm a magical schizophrenic writer, and there's nothing really magic about it. It's from the inside out, dude. It's Black Elk Speaks. We have a universe inside. It's in our DNA, and when you heal yourself, you can speak the truth from inside you. And that's what I do. And it's pretty. And I can write with and for other people via simulation of my schizophrenic projection of another conscious thought in my head. So I can be very, very tricky and subvert psychological expectations and back people into situations that they saw coming, but that I made them see not coming, then I hinted towards, then I obscured through obfuscation, and then happened exactly like they originally thought, because I'm a psychological mastermind with my writing, because I have a little simulation of a smart person inside me being like, what? Huh? And it's just me, it's just projection. And that's the key to healing schizophrenia, is to realizing that everything you feel is a projection. Everything you feel, see, hear, whatever. I just feel stuff. But it's like, that is all projection. And you have thoughts too. You have thoughts in your head. It's not hearing stuff, it's thoughts. And those are projections of your subconscious, uncontrolled by your conscious mind. And your subconscious fights you when you're not in tune with truth. And that is a hard thing to be in this world. And we lobotomize schizophrenic people by putting them on pills that don't do anything but mute. They don't do anything but make them tired and hungry and anxious when the pills run out, until they get to their hour 24 and they can take their next one. And that's what I tried for 2 months before I decided I would never do that, because when I came off of them, because they made me feel awful, because the people who prescribed them were trying to get me to take more, even though I told them I wanted to work towards taking less. So I just stopped, and I was okay, and I saw my daughter, who I had seen every day, and I cried my eyes out, because I felt like I hadn't seen my daughter in 2 months. And that's why I will never take lobotomy pills. And that is why I also lost my daughter. I don't have any way to see her. My wife is still my wife because we're poor, and our separation has crippled us financially on top of like having a child. And it's just the worst situation ever. And people blame me for being the trans woman in the situation, because my wife and I planned to have me transition after she was impregnated for fertility issues. And so that plan is seen as, oh, they pulled the rug out, this devious bastard, they got her pregnant, and then they became a trans woman. What a terrible betrayal. And it's like, no, we just made a terrible plan. And the reason it's terrible is because those are the two most major life transitions you can do on top of each other. And it's unfathomable how impossible that is to do with grace. And so moving through the world, still seeking love, seeking to be myself for the first time, seeking out people, I was just ripped and torn to pieces by people who saw me as somebody who was ripe for the taking. Or they liked me, but then when they unpacked the heaviness of what that weight would be, they were like, bye. And that's what trans women get everywhere, is they're like, wait, I'm starting to love this person I was just banging in secret. and they want me to like take them out in public, and I can't do that, and I feel bad about it, but I kind of want to, and I want to be their friend, but it's hard to be in public with a person when I'm a coward about how social standards say you're less of a like superficially cool person if you're standing next to a trans woman. It's just the reality, dude. It's just what people think, and it's not even true at all, because the people who stand next to trans women are looked at as heroes by anyone who's not a bigot, dude. And it's weird. You see a masked woman standing next to a trans woman, and you're like, wow, how courageous of the cis woman who's standing next to a trans woman. And you don't acknowledge the courageousness of the trans woman anymore because it's made into like some fallacy of, oh, we were just blowing smoke up Caitlyn Jenner's ass for being courageous. No, fuck you. This whole society colonizes trans women out of existence. It's courageous to fucking exist. And I'm doing that, owning my womanhood from the inside out, because I had to find it that way, because nobody helped me find it. Nobody stood beside me and helped me see myself as a woman, so I had to find it myself, and that's triggering to everyone, especially because I'm half transitioned, and I'm disabled, and now I'm super smart, and I'm executive dysfunction, and I'm screaming at everybody, asking for help, and the person that I went back to for help was a social worker who I loved, who I felt like, hey, they're gonna understand what's going on, after I had reached out like a crazy person in delusion, and then they just blocked me. And then I went nuts because I had nobody to help me, and the one person who I could think of who could reasonably help me locked my executive dysfunction down to a level where I can't even attempt to take care of myself. My whole life fell apart, and then they put a restraining order on me. And now I can't even get help from like humanitarian organizations. I don't think my query letters are getting looked at from books I'm trying to get published because I have a restraining order on my record. And when I was separating from my ex, I smashed a TV and she filed a police report on me. So now I'm the abuser trans woman who is just somebody who got abused until they were schizophrenic and then made mistakes because they thought they were psychic and not schizophrenic, like every schizophrenic. But I didn't have a single person to stand next to me and tell me the honest truth, which was, hey, hun, look at this. You're schizophrenic. And I was reaching out to people from my subconscious, begging them to tell me that. Begging them, giving them all the information I had, being like, I don't think I'm right. I even told some of them, I might be schizophrenic, dude, but I don't think it's the same thing. I don't think it's exactly what people understand. And the whole point is I'm trying to survive the mind death of antipsychotics that don't actually treat schizophrenia. Dude, it doesn't treat it. It just numbs it. It just lobotomizes people. And I figured out how to figure out schizophrenia in a way that's manageable, but it still keeps people from participating in society as it exists, because schizophrenic people need space from incoming trauma. So you can't put a schizophrenic person in a group home. You can't put them in an asylum because then they're going to be around nutbags, dude. And I'm not telling you, like, whatever. But that's the truth. It's like one flew over the cuckoo's nest is what would happen to any schizophrenic person. You go crazy by the reflection of the people that are around you. So schizophrenic people just need to be taken care of. And I knew this from my heart. I knew that I needed to find a way. So I wrote and I wrote and I wrote and I wrote. And people think it's AI because I write too fast because I'm a schizophrenic fucking genius who uses their power of coalesced schizophrenia to write like a crazy person. And guess what? Now I'm so executive dysfunction, I can't even write anything because I've written so much that I feel like is a benefit to the future of humanity, and no one will even care to come give me a hug. I was just alone through the holidays. I don't have any friends. I don't have anything. I'm totally alone. I don't even get to see my daughter. It's disgusting. And nobody cares because I'm just some weird, crazy tranny reaching out to people online trying to get help who probably deserved the restraining order put against them. But they didn't at all, actually. They didn't at all. Because you can't put a restraining order on a disabled woman, dude. You can't do that. We can't be doing that to people. It's like, stop projecting, motherfuckers. Go give the disabled women you created by abandoning them a hug and forgive me for being a trans woman who's the same situation. Thank you. Please help. I need help. I need immediate help. I need dental work. I'm not even kidding. I've been dealing with having half-done dental work decomposing in my mouth and my jaw hurting, and I have like a filling that like a temporary filling that I put in when I still had insurance, expecting to make it to next year when I could pay for it. That's fallen out. I had a temporary crown put on The outer ring has fallen off now. And so I'm about to have exposed nerves in my tooth like I did when I first went to get dental work, and I didn't have any money to pay for it. And that was the worst pain I've ever felt in my life. I was on the floor of a dentist office screaming, waiting for them to get me in. And then they sat me down, and then they told me I had to pay. And I didn't have money. And I was like, okay, can I pay a bill? And they're like, no, you have to pay at least like $500. So I had to call my ex and beg her, screaming, because they don't have money like that. And I'm just like, I don't have insurance because I'm a disabled person, and I am so riddled with executive dysfunction. I cannot set myself up. That's my executive dysfunction. I was looking for help in the appropriate way, and I got destroyed by society into a restraining order that has locked me into a place. And it's literally like the way your brain works when you're schizophrenic. You open at the top, and it disconnects parts of your brain. And there's a part of my brain that will not work. It just panics. I just panic attack when I try and look at anything. I'm in so much debt. It's ridiculous. I need help. I need help. I need help. Please, someone help me. Please don't give a shit about the restraining order. It's bullshit. It'll be taken down in time when that person grows the fuck up and realizes what they did. Thank you.